Welcome to Create Your Own Economy podcast, the weekly podcast that equips you with the know-hows, the strategies, tools, and resources to create your own economy, grow your business, and live the life you desire. If you have not done so, hit the subscribe button so you will never miss an episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode. I'm your host, Bunmi Ajibade. In today's episode, I have Linda Adeniji, who would love to share her journey as an entrepreneur. And she will share the journey, she will share some strategies, she will share some challenges and what she's really doing to overcome those challenges. And a little bit about Linda. Linda is a professional with a passion for law and entrepreneurship. With 7 years of experience as a practicing attorney, Linda recently transitioned from litigation to becoming an in-house attorney at a dynamic tech company. And in 2021, she embarked on an exciting journey as an entrepreneur, founding Simi Candle Co, a business that delights customers with exquisite handcrafted candles. I have bought the candles. I have been gifted some of the candles, and amazing. Beyond her legal and business pursuits, Linda's free time is filled with artistic flair. She reads a lot. She paints. And hopefully she will gift me a painting. And she also loves music. She loves music, and she's always exploring new avenues to just be a better human being. And she focuses on the path that will make her shine the more with endless possibilities. She's a young woman, and she has so much to give the world. She has so much to give herself, and then she has so much to share with others. So thank you, Linda, for joining us on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to talk with you.
Yes, thank you so much. In your bio, you mentioned that you embarked on an exciting journey as an entrepreneur in 2021. How did you make that decision to create your own? It's a side hustle. You have a full-time job. To create something for yourself, an economy for yourself, your own economy, your own source of income that comes from you, not from the job. What led you to that decision?
I think that decision, it was a long time coming. When I graduated law school, I got into personal finance and reading and listening to videos. And one thing that they always mention was having multiple streams of income. So I always had it in my mind that while I'm working my full-time job as an attorney, I also want to have a business that's mine. But it took 5 years for me to kind of figure out what that business was. So during the pandemic, I was working from home and I was bored and was buying different artistic kits and just trying to figure out some kind of hobby. And I bought a candle making kit really cheap from Amazon. And I really enjoyed the process of making candles. So I just kept doing it more and more and thought, well, maybe I can give this to friends and family, gave it to friends and family and got really good feedback. So then it was, okay, well, maybe this can be a business. And I committed to, I want to kind of see where this goes and just go on this journey. And at the very least, even if the candle business in my mind at the beginning didn't work, I would still be learning what does it take to start a business? What are the different challenges that I'm going to be faced with?
Wow. So, one of the things you said, it took 5 years. So, look, I always say this. You don't just wake up one day and say, tomorrow I'm going to do this. It will take work. It will take practice. It will take, giving your as you did, you gave the candles to family and friends, they gave you feedback. Before you can then decide, is this what I want to do? And even if you don't want to do it tomorrow, the learnings, what you have learned that you're going to take on to another business. You used one word, you said exciting journey. What makes that journey as an entrepreneur, what makes it exciting for you?
For me, it's the fact that I'm kind of making my own path, and I'm dictating how my products look, how my business looks, how I want it to reflect to other people or how I want people to view it. I'm in control of that. And for me, that's really exciting. I now, as a business owner, I am really intentional with looking at products that I gravitate towards and products that I buy, and thinking of what kind of feeling did I have that made me say, yes, absolutely, I want to purchase this. And now on the other side of creating a product, I really love thinking about the consumer and thinking about the person and what feelings do I want them to have and how can I kind of get them on that path. The other reason it was exciting for me is creating and having my own business was something that was mine and couldn't be taken away. I think, going to college during the Great Recession and COVID and everything that's happened, I was very intimately aware of you could lose a job, you can be laid off, you can be furloughed, all these things could happen. But having my own business was mine and no one could take it away from me. I have to put in work to get customers, but it's still, no one can come send me an email and say, you're not in business anymore, Linda. Like could happen with a job.
Happen with a job. So what are some of the strategies that has helped you grow that business?
One thing I did was consume as many free resources as I could when I started. So I listened to a ton of podcasts from business owners that I followed and respected, or thought leaders. I read a lot. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, just trying to see what general business advice was out there, but also people who were in the same industry as me. What were things that they were thinking about, challenges that they may have gone through that I could avoid. So that was a big thing, and just trying to consume as much free learning and content as possible. When I got about a year in my business, I made the decision to invest in a business coach, which was a hefty investment, but I absolutely don't regret it. It's really good to just have that personal one-on-one. I can ask specific questions and they can kind of guide me, and they've been where I have been. So those have been the two biggest tools that I've had.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. It's so important. There are so many free resources out there. Well, this is one of the resources, podcast, where I bring in different people from different businesses, different thought process. They can come in and share. So there's so many free resources, so many on YouTube, so many. You can Google so many things. You can, on Facebook, on Instagram, there's so many free resources. But as much as we have free resources, one of the things that you said is that you then invested in the services of a business coach. Why is that important? Even when you could have just stayed on the free resources, why is that important?
For me, I wanted to have more of a one-on-one interaction with a coach, somebody that I could say, hey, these are my ideas. This is what I'm thinking. You've built a business. You've been there. What does this look like to you, or what are some things that I can tweak? I think I know I got overloaded a lot when I was consuming a lot of those free resources, but having somebody who has built a business, who has walked through the same path that I am, to be able to talk to me about the nuances of a product-based business and building a team and all of that was and has been invaluable to me. And I was lucky enough, because I still have a full-time job, to be in a position to afford that business coach, which I know even the last year that I've been working with her, I can see it reflected in how I think about things and how I approach product launches or content that I post on social media, because she's done it and she does it with her own business. So to be able to take her knowledge and basically get in her brain in real time has been such a great experience for me.
So money well spent. That's what you're trying to say.
Absolutely.
So I will encourage all of you, on this podcast, I always talk about investing in the services of a coach. I have coaches. I have my businesses. I have coaches that I talk to, on my businesses. I have different businesses. I have mentors, and these are not people that I just call and I don't pay them. No, I pay them. And that is what Linda is telling you, that we can have free resources, but especially now on Facebook, you see people doing a 7-day free webinar, this free, that. It can overwhelm you. But when you have that one-on-one with somebody, they can listen to you, can listen in between lines, they can give you direction as to how to go about your business, and this is really very important. So thank you for sharing that. So now you have a full-time business, part-time business, side hustle, but you have a full-time job. One of the reasons why people don't want to venture into a side hustle or a side business is that they don't have time. So how do you balance your 9 to 5, your full-time job, which at times is more than 9 to 5? How do you balance that with the demands of the side hustle?
Yeah, so I always try to keep two things in mind. So the first thing I do is I dedicate certain days of the week of these days, I'm going to work on my business no matter what. So for me, that's Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7:30. I will work on my business. And some days I'll be working late for my full-time job, and I'll pause that so I can stick to that time that I dedicated to my business, and I might go back to working on those 2 days. For me, that helps not feeling overwhelmed of every single day. I feel like I have to do something when I know, no, Tuesday, Thursday, those are my blocks of time where I'm going to work on it. And I think that's been really good for me. I think when I started my business, I was waking up early, working on it every single day, staying up late, working on it every single day. And that quickly led me to burnout. And working with my business coach, she advised 5 hours a week. If you can find 5 hours a week to work on your business, split it up, dedicate whatever amount of time on those days, and that'll help balance your life a lot better. The second thing for me is giving myself grace. So as much as I try to stick to Tuesday, Thursday are the days I'm going to work on my business, sometimes life happens and I can't do that. And just going easy on myself of, you know what, I did it last week. This week, things are just a little chaotic. I'll pick it up again on Thursday, or I'll pick it up again next week. And just knowing sometimes work is going to have to be more important. Sometimes home is going to have to be more important and have to be where my priorities are. And sometimes business, and just giving myself the grace to just kind of move with life how it happens.
You know how we give grace to people? When somebody,
Yeah.
you have an appointment and they call you, excuse me, something
Mm-hmm.
happened, I can't, we give them grace. But as entrepreneurs, we don't give ourselves grace. We feel that this is my business. I need to go hard. I need to do 24 hours. And it just leads to people getting burnt out and overwhelmed. And at that point, the love that you have for the business, the goal that you set, the vision that you have for the business, you begin to lose that if you don't give yourself grace. So grace is so important. Again, when you then give grace every week, oh, grace today, grace tomorrow, grace whatever, that's where your business coach will draw your attention to that, because we all need partners. We all need accountability partners. Somebody that will say, okay, you had grace last week. Thank God for grace again this week. What will you do next week to prevent the grace? What will you move around? So, but grace is really very important, that what the grace we extend to others, we can extend that also to ourselves. So now there are people that really, they have products. They have been working on the products. They have shared with family and friends everywhere they go. Some of them love to cook so much that when they're having family reunion or family dinner or church gathering or potluck, they always tell them, bring that dish because it's so good. And they're thinking, one day I'm going to start a business, what encouragement would you give that person that has this good product, whether it's products they want to sell or whether it's a service that they have? What encouragement would you give them to go ahead and create that side hustle?
I would say don't wait for your product or your service to be perfect, because you're going to be waiting forever, and to take the chance on yourself. I struggled with that when I was starting my candle business. I wanted the jars to be perfect and the labels to be perfect and everything to be perfect. When in reality, things are always going to be changing with whatever business you're in. But if you can have a product or a service that you can stand behind and you think this is good, and there are people out in the world who need it and who will want it and gravitate towards it, put it out there and not wait for this perfect time, because that's probably not going to happen. You'll always be able, I think as an entrepreneur, you can always pick something apart of your product or your service. But you have to trust in yourself and trust in the work that you put in thus far, and trust in the opinion of your friends and family who are telling you, yes, this is a good product. This is a good service. You need to do this. And just take that leap of faith. That if I could do things back, I would have definitely launched my candle business sooner than I did, because I was stuck in, this has to be perfect because there are other candle companies and all of that. But those candle companies weren't me, and they weren't Usimi. And I knew my differentiating factor. I stood by my product, and I'm happy I did it. It's scary. It's a lot of work, but I don't think people will regret it if you just take that chance.
And I love what you said. There's so many candles out there. There's so many candles everywhere, but you have your own uniqueness. There's a uniqueness that you bring to the table. Your candles are so, you use the word exquisite. Just amazing, just amazing. So tell us where people can buy your candle. Some of information of where they can get your candle.
Yeah, so I have my website, simicandleco.com, where I have all my products, and I am at Simi Candle Co on all social media handles. And I think I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, but I'm there all the time. And if you have any questions, you can always email me. And I'm definitely a proponent of passing on any kind of knowledge that I have. So I'm always happy to do that and talk to others.
Yes. Thank you so much, Linda. Look, this is amazing to see Linda just focus and birth this business, and she's doing well with the business, well received, unique. There's this uniqueness about the candle that, so I'm going to share the link to her business so that if you have any question or, more questions about the business or some specific questions for Linda, where you will reach out, but most importantly, where you can get the candles. And I think you also have, there's a daily planner, right? There's a planner on your site. She also has a daily planner and all that. So thank you, Linda. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. Look, everybody, don't be afraid to take a leap. Don't be afraid to start. You cannot wait for perfection. You heard what Linda said. Perfection does not exist, but there's always room for improvement. There's always room to do something, to make the next one better. Because the industry, whatever industry you are in, will change. Things will change in the industry. You don't want to be stuck with, this is how I'm doing it. And take chance on yourself. It is time for you to create your own economy. If you always complain about your job, about your boss, this is an opportunity for you to fire your boss and hire yourself by creating your own economy. Now, if you are not sure, if you are ready to create your economy, I will invite you to download a 10-point checklist on my website to check your readiness. And if you need some support, you can reach out to me. Go to clarolgr.com/checklist. And if you need a coach, a business coach, if you need a business mentor, you can reach out to me. The first session is to be a free discovery call to really figure out what is it that you want. Go on to my website, clarolgr.com/meet, MEET, and reach out to me. Remember, you can do it all by yourself and get overwhelmed, but you can get somebody beside you to partner with you and really move your business along. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Linda, for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift you can give me is by sharing this podcast with your friends, your family, and reviewing it, which will help this podcast to grow organically. If you want to create your own economy and live the life that you deserve, join my next workshop or schedule time with me. My purpose may as well be to help you on your journey. Visit clarolgr.com/workshop. See you again next week.